corporate events, I gave them a pass and played along. Inside the game, my team had been led by Albert Claxton, the CFO, who had promptly gotten himself and most of the rest of our players killed in an ill-fated frontal assault. That may have been on purpose, though, since the other team's captain was Javier Sanchez, our CEO. Probably not great politics to wipe out the boss. Not that I was good at politics. Still, this left us outnumbered 15-3, with me and my two remaining teammates hiding in an out-of-the-way building discussing strategy as the other team combed the grid looking for us. I came into the game planning to make it look good, but not really expecting to expend much effort. I had a chance to make that a reality now by dying valiantly in a heroic charge, then joining in the celebration of the boss's win. Thing is, I'm not wired that way. I decided to beat the boss, even if it got me fired. And with all of the higher-ups from my team in virtual body bags, the other two members of my team were staring at me through creepy, bug-eyed virtual reality helmets looking for guidance. I would probably get them fired, too. At least I'd have some drinking buddies. "We can't attack the building. We don't have enough firepower," I said. They both nodded, either out of understanding or mere acquiescence. "So our only option is to try to draw them out, trap them, then eliminate them. Once they're all dead, we can walk in. They probably won't leave anybody defending because they'll all want to be part of the hunt." "But there are 15 of them," said Caitlin Wu, Vice President of Engineering. She could see the 15 red symbols in her heads-up display, same as I did. "Exactly," I said. "So they'll be overconfident, especially after the first little action we did. They're not thinking about this as a battle right now. They're thinking of it as a mop-up operation, a fox hunt." "Sure, but 5-to-1 odds are still 5-to-1, said Derek Birchfield, Deputy VP of Logistics. "And we used up a lot of our assets in the main assault. Sometimes overconfidence is just good sense." I smiled, though they couldn't see it with the helmets. Claxton had brought in an airstrike at the worst possible time, as our aircraft couldn't fire because we'd put ourselves into the kill zone, so we had no support from above. But I'd scrolled through what we had left, and I had a plan. Everyone playing the game was intelligent, leaders in their field. But they'd stepped into my world. They saw individual moves, where I saw combinations. They thought sequentially, while I thought simultaneously. It wasn't their fault. I had a lifetime of practice, and for all the complexity of Battle Sim, TM, it was still a game, and simple compared to real combat. And even if I did something stupid, no one would die. "Caitlin, if I wasn't here and you were in charge, what would you do? Be honest." She thought about it for a few seconds. "I'd expect them to be out looking for us, leaving the building undefended like you said. So I'd try to get around to this side over here." She pointed to the three-dimensional map my helmet had projected between us. "I'd move fast, and coming from this direction there's a good chance they wouldn't see us, so maybe we could take them by surprise. We could get into the building, then make a stand there from a position of strength." "Exactly. That's the textbook answer, and the only way to win." I could almost feel her smiling at my praise. I wasn't lying. She'd given the answer any competent junior officer would have come up with, except, of course, we couldn't do that, because in this case, outnumbered 5-to-1, the textbook way to win meant sure defeat. "What do you think the other side is thinking right now? Not their initial thought, once they sit for a second and plan. What would they expect us to do?" After a second, Wu nodded her head, getting it. There's a reason she's a VP. "They'll expect us to do exactly what I just said we should do." "Right. And they'll hit us right here." I indicated a spot about halfway to our target building. "They've got good sightlines from the roof of this building over here, and they can put somebody on the ground over here, so we can't slide out the back door." "So we attack them in those spots," said Birchfield. "Not exactly," I said. "As soon as we do that, they'll know we're not doing what they thought, and they have enough people left where they'll change up their plan and beat us anyway." "That makes sense," said Wu. "So what do we do? The process of thinking through this is interesting, but I know you already have the answer. Can you just give it to us?" I laughed inside my helmet. "Sure. We need to make it look like we're going the way they expect us to. Once they believe it, they're more likely to commit fully to stopping us, especially if we make it hard for them. But we also attack the positions we think they'll be in. We hit them on the roof where they don't have any cover, and we hit their blocking position. Hopefully we can thin their numbers a little bit." "So how do we do that with only 3 people, and without getting caught in the trap?" asked Birchfield. "We're going to show them exactly what they expect to see.